Applying to serve as principal of D39 is deeply personal for me. You see, when I was young, traditional schooling didn't work. Perhaps it was all the rows and the rules, the emphasis on rote memorization, or the insistence that all students learned at the same pace. Or maybe it was the lack of interdisciplinary instruction, or my complete lack of agency. Of course, I didn't know these terms or tenets back in elementary school, but what I did know is that I spent a lot of time standing in corners and picking up trash at lunch. If I'm being honest, schooling, in the traditional sense, just didn't work for me. Things only began to make sense for me when my 6th grade English teacher, Miss Kennedy, taught me the 2 most powerful and important words that I ever learned. You can. My trajectory changed and poetry and literature became my obsession. Despite the difficulties of those earlier years, I was able to attend San Diego State University for my undergraduate studies. Majoring in English, I spent the preponderance of my time wandering the still confusing halls of Adams Humanities. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in English literature and an emphasis on single subject teaching, and then subsequently received my teaching credential from SDSU. It was a natural decision to become a teacher. My parents were both educators, my dad a special education teacher, my mom a principal. I guess you could say that I was bred to become an educator. Here they are with some amazing hairstyles. My dad rocked that perm with some amazing confidence. I later returned to SDSU for my administrative credential as well as my master's. During the composition of my MA thesis, I had the privilege of working with Youngmin Che. Under his tutelage, I learned the importance of teaching the whole child through John Dewey, the necessity of dialogue and the importance of the other through bell hooks, and how to teach with courage through Howard Zinn. I had the privilege of working with Dr. Jerry Farber, who taught me what education could be. And through the words of Malcolm X, I learned that while it can be difficult, it is necessary to be principled in my beliefs and my decisions. Most influential, however, was Paulo Freire. From him, I learned what Freire called problem-posing education, in which students are encouraged to think and actively solve problems presented to them by the teacher, as opposed to acting as receptacles for teachers to deposit knowledge in. All of these educational philosophies helped me develop my pedagogical perspective and have guided my decision-making in and out of the classroom. After my student teaching, I started my career at Claremont High School. At the time, the school was steps away from severe state intervention, and nearly 65% of the school received free and reduced lunch. The challenges of working at what some considered a failing school were difficult, but I was ready for them. There I gained my understanding of AVID, as it is the school where Mary Catherine Swanson developed the program. It was there that I developed my content knowledge, delved into the AP English curriculum, and found my footing in the classroom. I am blessed to have served the students at Claremont High School. After working at Claremont for several years, I took a position teaching English at Torrey Pines High School with the San Diego Union High School District. At TP, I sought increasing responsibilities, becoming department chair and president of the school site council. I coached track and field and cross country, and worked closely with the WASP team during the accreditation process. While at Torrey Pines, I was selected to serve as district-wide teacher on special assignment, assisting the entire district with the transition to the Common Core standards. Like the many rooms at Design39, my classrooms were always a place of inquiry and investigation and examination, where students were required to use all their learning to cultivate and develop their opinions and ideas. I sought to create global citizens, young people who recognize the interconnectedness amongst all people, whose idea of community spread far beyond the borders of San Diego, California, or even the US. I recognized, however, that in the classroom I only impacted 175 students a year, and thus I sought a larger sphere of influence, a larger arena to share these ideas and concepts. This led to my decision to pursue an administrative role in schools with the hopes of sharing these pedagogical instructional models on a larger scale. Leaving my classroom was not an easy decision, but I know it was the right one. My administrative experience began at San Diego High School Academy in Encinitas, where I served as an assistant principal for nearly 5 years. At SDA, I became a servant leader. SDA is a quirky place. Without the traditions of football and cheerleading, SDA has built a reputation of allowing students to be who they want to be. The students of SDA know the important role they play in decision making, hosting a student-led forum each month to share opinions and provide feedback for their administrators. Most recently, I've had the privilege of working at Acosta Canyon High School as assistant principal. Moving from the academy to a comprehensive high school was a natural transition, made difficult only by the worldwide pandemic. I have enjoyed the time to develop relationships with students, parents, and staff, guiding the school through the myriad difficulties this past year has brought. I recently returned to school to obtain my doctorate degree in organizational change and leadership. Receiving a terminal degree is full of irony, and 17-year-old me would like to have a few words with 41-year-old me. My 10th grade English teacher, bless his heart, told me I would never take AP English because, in his words, I simply wasn't smart enough. So I guess this degree is for him as much as it is for me. I am deeply grateful for the opportunities I have had to serve and genuinely love the work I get to continue to do each day. Over the course of my career, I've had the privilege of working at schools with divergently different backgrounds. From the birthplace of the AVID program, which required me to become well-versed in Title I guidelines and work closely with the community partners who help support our most at-promise students, to high-performing AP powerhouses full of high-achieving students who need ongoing support when it comes to maintaining life balance and social-emotional well-being. In 2014, I heard PUSD had opened Design39 and I was intrigued. Here was a school that was making learning meaningful, expanding the definition of engagement, and providing students autonomy. A school that practiced shared governance, included students in decision-making, and recognized and emphasized the importance of social justice. I wished younger me had had the chance to attend a school like Design39. Since then, I have followed the progress of the school from afar, watching its growth and continued quest to realize its guiding principles. And now I'm elated to have the opportunity to lead and serve at this amazing school. For the past 2 years, my wife and I and 3 daughters, ages 12, 9, and 4, have called Forest Ranch our home. We specifically chose to live here because of the community, the parks, the family atmosphere, and, most importantly, the schools. We are regulars at the Forest Ranch Sports Park, where you'll find me coaching my 3rd graders' Forest Rec soccer team or watching my 6th grader play volleyball at the Forest Ranch Boys and Girls Club. Prior to the pandemic, you could find all 5 of us picking up produce at the Del Sur and Forest Ranch Community Market, conveniently located, of course, at the Design39 campus playground, or sitting out at Board and Brew, enjoying a delicious lunch. Even now, you may run into us at Mostra, or Ralph's, or Target, properly masked, of course, getting coffee, grocery shopping, or grabbing something from the store. The success of Design39 means the success of my neighborhood, my neighbors, and my community. Therefore, in me, Design39 will have a highly visible, involved, and compassionate principal who is invested in the school's success. If selected to serve as the Design39 campus principal, I look forward to guiding its trajectory and its role in global learning and teaching. In this globalized society, I look forward to working with staff and students to think critically, observe skillfully, reflect thoughtfully, and participate meaningfully in our community and in the world. Thank you.